Will the real Joe Rogan please stand up? Hey, Rogan, we're 3 weeks away from the most important presidential election in the history of the United States of America. If Kamala Harris wins this election, you could kiss America goodbye. You have to look at the bigger picture. If Kamala Harris wins, she's going to be the president of the United States of America for 8 years. Her and Joe Biden have destroyed this country in 4 years. 22 million illegals, thousands of murders, thousands of people that have been convicted of sexual assault, thousands of terrorists, all released into our neighborhoods. You know why Rogan doesn't care? Because he's rich and he will never live in a middle-class neighborhood. Hey, Rogan, why did you leave California? You're Mr. Liberal. You know why you left California? Because of the insane Democratic policies. It's crazy that you moved to Texas of all places. And you know this, Joe. You know that you left California because your family's life was in danger and that the policies were just insane. And with all that being said, you still won't just let Trump come on your platform and tell his side of the story. Did you hear me say that you have to endorse Trump? Did you hear me say that you have to tell people to vote for Trump? No. All I'm saying is he's being unjustly prosecuted, and you know that. They try to take the man's life. They go after his kids. They go after his assets, They try to put the man in jail. You know all this. And you don't think that you should have him on your platform and let him tell his side of the story. That's all any American deserves. Equal and fair justice. This just happens to be Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America. Because, Rogan, if they'll go after Trump, they'll go after anybody. So this whole back and forth, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to have Trump on, he's off, he's on, he's off. You're a coward, Rogan. I've seen videos where you're like, I don't like Trump. I'm not trying to help him. Nobody said you did. But you can't let Trump come on your platform and tell his side of the story. That's it, Joe. You don't have to register as a Republican. Be a man. Let Trump have his hour to give his version of events. You're acting like a communist in a way, Joe. Mr. Freedom of Speech, Mr. Good Vibes, and, let's all have a good laugh. You think it's right what they're doing to Donald Trump? You think it's right that you have this huge platform and you let all types of people from every walk of life come onto your show to give their version of events, but you won't let Trump come on your show to give his side of the story. Again, you don't have to endorse him. He's an American. You're an American. I'm an American. That's all that every American deserves. Fair justice, and let them have an opportunity to tell their version of events. Let's watch this Rogan video.
What they do, that's politics. They do it on the left, they do it on the right. They gaslight you, they manipulate you, they promote narratives. And the only one who's not doing that is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You a fan?
Yeah, I am a fan. Yeah, he's the only one that makes sense to me. He's the only one that he doesn't attack people. He attacks actions and ideas, but he's much more reasonable and intelligent. I mean,
Hold on. We know who he's talking about there, and he's talking about Trump. That Trump attacks people, and he likes RFK better because RFK only attacks ideas and thoughts and policy. You know what makes me laugh about that, Joe? When they were calling you a racist, you went on your show literally crying, and you disappeared for weeks from UFC just because they called you a racist, meaning Democrats. We all know you're not racist. You couldn't even handle that spotlight for 10 minutes without breaking down. So you're angry at Trump because people that try to kill him, incarcerate him, bankrupt him, go after his children, because he stands up for himself, calls them out about it, and doesn't use your correct terms or words. Are you effing kidding me, Rogan? If they were doing what they do to Trump to you, you'd be in the fetal position, crying your eyes out like a baby.
I was an environmental attorney and cleaned up the East River.
Oh, wow.
He's a legitimate guy.
Cleaned up
Okay,
the East
so
River.
that's all he said. Now that was
Wow, what a reason to vote for somebody. They cleaned up the East River. You know, Rogan, I can't with you, man. I just can't. You know, then Rogan, he'll get on his show and he'll tell you, like, he'll get on there with Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil will be like, China's buying up all the farmland and all our ways to produce food. And Rogan will be all into it. How come nobody's doing nothing and this and that? Trump knows that. Trump won't let them do that. Trump will secure the border. Trump will make America self-sufficient. But Joe Rogan, the smartest man that have ever lived, he can't figure that out. Again, and I got to keep reiterating this. I'm not saying that Rogan has to say vote for Trump or he endorses Trump. But you can't have Trump on your show to let him tell his side of the story. This is why I can't stand Rogan. Can't stand him. You know, everything's a joke, right? Him and his other buddies on there, Shane Gillis. Oh, it's all a joke, all funny. I have FU money. Well, let me ask you a question, Rogan. What good is your FU money when you're living in a communist country? Because I don't know why Americans think that can't happen here in America. This leadership, this Democratic leadership, Kamala Harris, Timmy Walz, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, AOC, they would love to take away our freedom of speech, our guns, American exceptionalism. We should all get paid the same wage while they live in mansions, eat steak and lobster, while we're eating crickets and living in plastic igloos. Right, Rogan? Is that funny? Be a man, Rogan. Be a man for once in your life and take a stand. I know it's hard, Rogan, Mr. Tough Guy. I don't think you're as tough as you think you are. You know what I think it is? I really believe that's what it is. You know, Rogan, he's got to take karate, kung fu, this and that to make himself feel tough. And maybe he has some insecurities because he couldn't be this much of a man that Donald Trump is. So, keep doing your thing, Rogan, with all your FU money. Your money means absolutely nothing when the country goes up in flames. Be a man, have Trump on your show.